Alrighty YouTube, just a quick little repair video here for you today. What you are looking at is what is considered a adjustable or 2-bolt steering gearbox. These are found in Ford 8N, the later ones, like somewhere in 49 to throughout the 8N series, which is 52. Then the Golden Jubilee, the NAA, into the 600 series also had this same steering gearbox. And I don't know if you can tell by all the shininess below along the side of the tractor there, we have a pretty big leak. On these particular gearboxes, you will want to check this plate right here. This is how you adjust the sector gear for the gear backlash. There is an O-ring on the inside of that plate if you would take it off. So you want to confirm that that is not leaking, and both this side and the other side appear to be fine, so all the oil is coming right out of that sector gear shaft right there. So first thing we got to do is take that nut off. There's a lock washer, and then we're going to get the puller and try to get that pitman arm off. I have a bearing separator puller on the pitman arm. This isn't obviously the intended purpose of this tool, but it does work pretty good. On the other end, I was able to get a 2-jaw puller. This end, for some reason, it just was not gripping right. But we're going to go ahead and start cranking down on this. One positive thing, when it's leaking this bad, I think you get a little bit of help. The oil gets on the splines, so it shouldn't be too awfully hard to get off. And I really wouldn't want to heat this up if I had to, because of all my headlight wiring and everything would obviously be in danger. And there it goes. Popped it right off. Every tool's the right tool if you know how to use it. So clearly there's where all the oil was coming from. Pretty nasty looking, dripping all the way down onto the floor. I'm going to spare you the excitement of cleaning that, but we got to clean it real good just so we can even see the old seal to get it out. And this is where the fun kind of begins. Now that everything's cleaned up, you can actually see a little bit, but you can see the seal right in there with the tip of this screw. So there's a couple different ways you can do this as far as getting it out. You know, there's an old trick where you can drill the seal with a drill bit and then get like a screw and screw it in there and just kind of pull on it to get it out. This seal is extremely skinny. I'm not having any luck with that. However, I did get the screw, and I ground down the sharp points on it, just basically made a nail. And what I do is I just go around and puncture a whole bunch of holes in it, and by doing that you actually kind of collapse it, and then it becomes loose. And I just get like a little metal hook or something, kind of like this, and just go in there and go ahead and get it. This seal, it's actually called a seal and a retainer. There are old part numbers. I believe they were 3585, they call that the packing, and then part number 3591 is the retainer. I personally think that was a better setup back in the day, but with today's wonderful technology, we get these little skinny seals. This is part number 8N3581/B. Alright, so that is the number you want to get. This is the part. So I'm going to go ahead and start basically self-destructing that seal to get it out of there, and we'll be back. As I said before, here's a look at the, they call this the packing, that's the rubber part, and then a retainer, that's the metal part that I was breaking up. These are no longer available. You have to use the other seal that they're using now. Personally, I like these better. A lot more meat to them, but it is what it is. But anyhow, you saw me how I got it out of there. I used that nail or screw, whatever you want to call it, and I ended up getting it out with a knife. And here's a little quiz. I'm embarrassed to say I had no idea what this knife was for. Had it for years. If you know what it's for, let me know. I know now because I googled it, but I honestly don't know why we have it. This thing's probably 40 years old, if not older, so let me know in the comments if you know what this is. But it worked great. Now that I cleaned that real good for a second time, I used brake clean and Q-tip. It works real well to get back in there. You won't see anything other than a bushing back in there. But now we're going to go and drive the brand new seal in. So this can be a little bit nerve-wracking. Fortunately, I found my jack handle, my Harbor Freight jack handle, fits in there perfectly. It goes over the shaft and it fits into the housing there, just like precise, like it was made for it. So if you don't have a Harbor Freight jack handle, you can also, many times I've used PVC pipe. If it isn't quite the right outer diameter or inner diameter, you can grind it down or sand it down to make it fit. I've used pipe several times to do this trick, but naturally you want to be careful. I wish this handle was a little bit shorter, but it's half of the handle anyway, so it's not too bad. But I'm going to go ahead and drive that in carefully. And I always like to put some grease on the rubber of the seal when I go and put anything in. That way it isn't rubbing raw for a while until the oil gets to it. And then also helps it slip on a little bit better. As you can see, I got some grease on there. Anytime you put a seal in like this, see this open side, you want to face that towards the oil, or where you always want the flat spot facing out. And just be careful not to force it going over all those splines. Go nice and even. A little bit tight. Naturally, you don't want to get crazy and hammer it in. You'll feel it when it bottoms out there. You could actually probably put another one in there. There's enough room. They're pretty skinny if you wanted to double it up. But it's in now. Now the pitman arm can go back on. Thankfully, the splines are cut in a way. This pitman arm would really only go on a few different ways. Naturally, you want it down. You wouldn't want it up. It wouldn't even fit. But you can go ahead and just slide it on as easy as that. And then you're going to grab your lock washer, nut, and start tightening it down. And there you have it. This project is officially done. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned a little something. I need some feedback from you. I'm trying a brand new camera here, so I just want to know if the quality, it should be better, or let me know how it even sounds as well. Just like to try to make the best videos I can. Alright, take it easy.